All right, we are in Deuteronomy chapter 29, and in verse 28, you see these people here, they forsook the covenant. It says, forsaking the covenant of Yah, of their fathers, which he made with them, when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt. Okay, they went and served other gods. Verse 28 says, and Yah rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day. So these people are still in another land, as it is this day. That means right now, today, this very day that you are watching this video, these people, whoever this is, they're in another land. The only people that are in another land are Negroes. There are Negroes everywhere. I've already explained this numerous times. They were scattered. But they were in this land. Everyone has a spot on the United Nations Council in the UN except Negroes from Negro land, where Negro land is their nation. We don't have that. Now we do have South Sudan. They just joined. And South Sudan is a part of what used to be Negro land. This is a quick map of Negro land. And South Sudan is like right in here. And this whole area from here all up in here, that's all Negro land. Even down here where you see the different slave coasts up here, all Negro land. All right.
The World, brought to you by Yakko Water. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia.
I gotta fast forward this. Let me fast forward this.
The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, France, England,
oh, he's still going. Let me fast forward some more. Let me fast forward.
Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire, Ethiopia, Guinea, Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, Mayotte, and Cayman, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia, Mauritania, then Transylvania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta, and Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.
Oh, he finally gets to Sudan. That's the last one. Okay, but yeah, that is part of Negro land.
It is exciting, and it's particularly in the case of Southern Sudan, given the deep involvement of the United Nations in the process towards statehood. You know, I believe that it is very gratifying for the Secretary General, although I can not necessarily speak on his behalf, but it is gratifying for us to see South Sudan come into full statehood.
Now, let's not get happy about that. Don't be fooled. Scripture clearly says that these people shall not be reckoned among the nations. They won't be counted as a nation. They will not be counted or recognized among the nations. We are not African. We may have lived in Africa, but we are not African. So, as you can see, according to Scripture, we can see right now today, Negroes still do not have their own land and language and nation, and they are not represented on the United Nations Council. We are now in Isaiah chapter 3. And verse 5. I know some of you single Negro women can relate to this one. And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. The way the child is behaving these days, all proud against the ancient or the older people. I mean, unless you have kids and you're black, you really don't understand this. This is prophecy we seeing today. This is being fulfilled today. And this is what was said would happen with our children, that they would be like this. Okay? Now in Isaiah, still in chapter 3, verse 16, this is another prophecy that we can see today about the daughters of Zion. It says, they're haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore Yah will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yah will discover their secret parts, because their hair will not grow long enough to cover their secret parts anymore. The daughters of Zion are the Negro women of today who cannot grow hair long enough to cover their secret parts. That means their breast, their vagina, the rear end. I'm trying to be discreet with this here, because this is already a touchy subject. I made a video on this before, and some people didn't like it, of course, but that's what happens when the truth comes out sometimes. But it's just something else that we can see, prophecy, right now, today. There's no denying it. Just to throw this in there, so to make sure y'all know this, in fact, talking about hair. What verse is that? If I can get my camera on this phone to focus. There it is. 24, where it says, instead of well-set hair, baldness. Okay? Instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth. Burning instead of beauty. Okay? Also, it says, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And who is it getting killed on the streets by police officers the most? Who is it that makes up most of the prison population? The Negro men. Okay? We can see that clear. Now we're in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1. The burden of Damascus. Behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. Okay? This is saying that Damascus will be a ruinous heap. Now I'm going to show you something. Anybody can go on YouTube and go look up this video right now. What's going on in Damascus? That's Isaiah chapter 17 verse 1 right there. Prophecy in your face right there. It gets worse. It gets worse. A ruinous heap, y'all. This is prophecy right there. Alright, now we're in Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, every one against his neighbor. city against city and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, that is prophecy that is coming to pass today. That is Isaiah chapter 19 verse 2. And there's video for that you can look up on YouTube. Isaiah chapter 19 verse 2 happening. And actually this happened a while ago. This is 2011. Yeah. 2011 right there. Why is this stuff in Isaiah coming to pass? We're also going to look at a few more verses about Egypt, because we're seeing prophecy come to pass. And we have verse 5, where it says, "And the waters shall fail from the sea, and the river shall be wasted and dried up." All right? "And they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of defense shall be emptied and dried up. The reeds and flags shall wither. The paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. The fishers also shall mourn, and all they that cast angle into the brooks shall lament." Because they're going to be saying, "Hey, where's the fish? The river's drying up." So remember 19, starting at verse 5. And I want to show you something else, because I know how the waters are going to fall or fail from the sea, and how the river is going to be wasted and dried up. Because the Nile River, the part that goes through Egypt, is going to be wasted and dried up.
83 million inhabitants live along the narrow sliver of greenbelt on each bank of the Nile River, covering an area about 22,000 square miles from the Aswan High Dam to the Mediterranean shore. Cairo has historically dominated usage of the Nile waters, but upstream countries are challenging distribution. Flowing from two main tributaries, the White Nile and the Blue Nile, the river is also a major source of geopolitical contention through much of Central and East Africa. The larger of the two tributaries, the Blue Nile, originates in Ethiopia, and the White Nile originates in the Great Lakes region, making it the world's longest river. Cooperation among the Nile River states varies widely, and each seeks water usage for agriculture, domestic and industrial uses, as well as the right to build dams for hydroelectric power. Cairo's historic claim to the river is no longer guaranteed, and among the upstream countries, Ethiopia is most active in pursuing self-development projects, like the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, that could impact Cairo's water usage.
Need to look that up. Let me back that up a little bit.
That could impact
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. That's going to slow a lot of the water flow going down that Blue Nile. All the other countries got to do is do the same thing, and before you know it, Egypt has very little water, if any. And here's something that I've had to deal with personally. People telling me that they're going to leave America and they're going to run off. For thus saith Yah, the Holy One of Yahshua, in returning and rest shall ye be saved. In quietness and in confidence ye shall be your strength, and ye would not. In other words, you don't want to be confident in Yah and be in peace. This is what you want to do, some of y'all. But you said, No, for we will flee upon horses, therefore shall ye flee. And we will ride upon the swift, therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. So the whole flee doctrine has done come up. The Flee America doctrine. I done already done videos on it. This has been going on for a while now, even before the so-called GOCC started telling everybody you need to leave America, okay? But yeah, a lot of people is going to refuse to just wait on Yah, the Holy One of Yasharal, in rest, okay, to be saved. No, what they're going to do is they're going to run and flee. So when they flee, the pursuers are going to pursue them and going to be quicker than they are. That's prophecy coming to pass we see right now today. And here's more footage of the so-called Nile River drying up.
But where we have no another place for that problem, unfortunately.
There are no regular rubbish collections in Abu Sir, so local landowners are paying contractors to clean the canal.
Abu Sir is in Egypt.
Normally they would expect the authorities to provide. What we can't convey to you is the absolute stench and squalor that people are living in. The smell is something between rotting flesh, rancid vegetables and excrements. And kids are playing in this. It's hardly surprising that people are getting sick.
What does that say?
Trees are dying too.
Now
Instead of a
drying
healthy
up.
crop of mangoes, there are only dead leaves.
Look at that.
Farmers complain that irrigation water
That's
is
prophecy
diverted
right there.
before it reaches the village.
All I can do is wait for water. I use what I can on my trees, hoping they'll bear fruit. The only other option is the well, but that is far away, and the water is salty.
And now Isaiah chapter 30 verse 21. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. Okay, because this is also talking about how that you will see your teachers in verse 20, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. So you are seeing your teachers now that we have access to the internet. Okay, we got Skype. We got pictures that we can put online. So the teachers are not hid in a corner anymore. You can even see some of them on street corners. Okay, so yeah, your teachers are out and your teachers are visible. So you can see your teachers. You know most likely who your teachers are. That's prophecy coming to pass right there. All right. Isaiah chapter 35 verse 6. Then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. You keep that in mind. Streams in the desert. This is a future prophecy. Here we are again in Isaiah chapter 43. If I can get this thing to focus. There it is. 19. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. There it is again. So that's a confirmation right there. That he's going to make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Here's a video you can look up on YouTube right now. You can read that. This video is on YouTube right now. The incredible moment a river is reborn in the Israel desert. March 19th, 2014. That's prophecy right there. If you want to get a better picture, go look up the video Looks really awesome. All of that water just coming out of nowhere like that. And you can tell there hasn't been water there for a long time. That's a lot of water. That's prophecy right there. Coming to pass. We also have Jeremiah 44:6. Yeah, I've been kind of writing and scribbling all in my Bible. So some of this stuff I kind of got underlined. I had it underlined for so long and then it just smeared. There it is. 44:6. Wherefore my fury and mine anger was poured forth and was kindled in the cities of Yehuda and in the streets of Jerusalem. And they are wasted and desolate as at this day. And the streets of Yehuda and Jerusalem are still desolate right now, today. The real Jerusalem is desolate because Scripture says it is wasted and desolate. Okay? And there is some video of this on YouTube, but the Edomites done got a hold of the footage and just really jacking it all up. I'm not playing any sound on this video because the guy just making up crap through the whole thing, trying to say that that's not the real place and that's a temple that they made during the time when everybody was pretty much doing what they wanted to do and they forgot about the laws and all of this garbage. So he's trying to make it look like that place is not the true Zion, but it is, because it's still desolate, just like Scripture said. But if you want to go watch the video, and if you're not a weak-minded individual, you can tell that he's lying, making it up. And also you can read some of the comments on here where you're going to have people that's going to say different things like that is the Zion of Torah. Today's Jerusalem is not the true Jerusalem. It is a lie, see? So you're going to have a few people to know what's going on. Everyone else pretty much just going to fall for it and think this is just some ruins that King Josiah had. And, you know, they was just kind of doing their own thing, and then they found out what they was doing was wrong, so they desecrated it. Okay? But you can go all through here and it'll show you a few places in the actual temple area. Like here, it'll show you the Holy of Holies. See? It'll show you that. Still desolate. Okay? And there's a few other spots where he's just talking, rambling on, a bunch of nonsense. Don't pay no attention to what he's saying. Okay? But yeah, that place is still in ruins today. Still, I mean, it's still desolate. And here's another video of it on YouTube. They kind of threw some words on the screen, just a bunch of crap on this one too. And they don't want nobody to really know that, they don't want nobody to really get it. You know what I'm saying? Because if we was to really get it and know or what this place really was, I mean, it changes the game. You know that if that's true and that prophecy came to pass, all these other prophecies coming to pass, what about all those other prophecies that have not came to pass yet? That means that they're going to come to pass too. So, yeah, this is the real Zion, and it is still desolate. Okay? No water, no power, no kind of food source. It's still desolate. But yeah, we seeing prophecy coming to pass, and that's pretty much all I wanted to do on this video, was just to quickly show you the verses and show you a little bit of video footage, just so you can see that, yeah, this is the real deal. The prophecy is coming to pass. Even in Isaiah chapter 19 verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt. There's been unemployment like crazy in Egypt.
Center is concerned.
Here's another video.
Hundreds of thousands are graduating every year from the education system and from vocational schools, and over 700,000 of jobs have to be created every year to meet the intake of these graduates. And it's a tremendous challenge.
And this challenge will only get greater. Throughout the Arab world, it's estimated that 51 million new jobs will need to be created over the next 10 years.
51 million?
2 decades ago.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to get 51 million jobs. What about you? But yeah, even that's coming to pass. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt. Even Ezekiel 26, when it talks about Tyrus, some people try to say that that didn't happen. Tyrus is still here. You can go on Google Earth, just look at it on the map. That is not the Tyrus that was surrounded by the sea, that had the sea as its borders. That's the Tyrus on land. That is a totally different place. Okay? Okay, this Tyrus that is talked about in Ezekiel was strong in the sea. It was in the midst of the sea, okay? And a couple of times it'll say it like in the midst of the water, okay? It was in the middle of the water. Here it is in chapter 28, in the midst of the seas, okay? So yeah, it was talking about the place of Tyrus that was in the midst of the sea, okay? Here it is again. Chapter 26, when is this? Verse 5, in the midst of the sea. All right, it shall become a spoil to the nations, okay, because it made the sea its borders, so it was completely surrounded by sea.
The reliability of the Bible is the phenomenon of fulfilled prophecy. The Bible is unique among all other religious books in this regard. Although a few other religious books have made prophetic predictions, none of these predictions has been specifically fulfilled like those in the Bible. The Bible contains literally hundreds of specific prophecies that have been fulfilled in specific ways. Furthermore, the Bible actually sets itself up for objective verification based on the fulfillment or non-fulfillment of its prophecies. In Ezekiel chapter 26, we read of several specific prophetic predictions against the city-state of Tyre. They include that Nebuchadnezzar would destroy the mainland city of Tyre, and that the debris of the city would be thrown into the water. Also, that the city would become a bare rock, and that many nations would come against Tyre. Again, there was a prophecy that the city would never be rebuilt. And Pharaoh, he ordered his men to begin constructing a causeway from the mainland to the island, using the debris from the mainland city. Thus, he fulfilled the prophecy which predicted that the debris of the city would be thrown into the water. Upon completion of the causeway, Alexander's navy arrived. He had ships from nations that he had conquered, like Sidon, Aradus, Byblos, Cyprus, and many other nations who would help him in his campaign against Tyre. Again, Alexander fulfilled a prophecy.
Well, y'all get the point. This prophecy was indeed fulfilled. So, yeah, that part of Tyre never was rebuilt. It's still under the water. Okay, that was Phoenicia. See, but yeah, you can look this video up to prophecy, the biblical prophecy about Tyre. Okay, so yeah, this Elder Young One letting y'all know that Bible prophecy is coming to pass, and I'm out.